So it has been a minute since I posted a video on this channel, so I really do apologize about that. Before I took this like 2-week long break, I was taking L's left and right between the lens with my camera not working, the lens mount was different, all this other stuff. Every little thing that could have gone wrong in the process went wrong. And then I decided, screw it, I'm gonna stop just procrastinating and make a video, and I made a really great video. I really liked it. And for some reason the audio was not being recorded on my desktop, so there was no audio throughout the entire video, so I couldn't even post it. So I took a break from recording for a little while just for my mental. You know, I still kept on producing. I actually made quite a few really good tracks if you guys want to check that out. It's on my SoundCloud. And if this is the very first video you guys are checking out, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. So many months ago when I was first starting to learn how to produce, I was actually watching a whole lot of videos on A-list producers and how that they got all their samples or how they made their melodies, drums, etc. And my favorite artist, Logic, has his own producer, Six. And there's quite a few videos of Six making a beat on the Hard Knock TV YouTube channel. And a tip that he gave was to be always expanding your sample library. So I figured that I would go to Reddit and go see if I can go find some really cool sample packs and show you guys. Now this was the video that I was recording before my break, so I actually downloaded these samples weeks ago, so hopefully I can still find them so I can link them down below for you guys to look at. I'm gonna really try to get those, but if not, these are the ones that I made, and it's still a really good video, and the beat is incredible, so go ahead and stick around for it. So if you're here for amazing original melodies, and you think that samples are cheating, this is not the video for you, so here's the door. Wait, hang on. There's the door. Alright, let's get into the video. Alright, so I'm using some samples from this wavy ambient loop kit. It's got some inspiration from Lil Uzi Vert and The Weeknd. My goal right now is to find any sort of samples that have a lot of space, and can really let me think about what I want to do with it. That's exactly what I was looking for. Alright, so I'm thinking that I might want to have the focus of this beat be around those vocals, so I'm gonna go try and see if I can find like a perk loop or any sort of just unique sound to try and help go along with the theme. Go over to Splice real quick. Alright, so I went over to Splice and I actually found these samples from AMS3. And it's got a whole lot of like perk loops and ambiance stuff, so we'll go and see if we can make it work. So it is important to find new ways to get inspiration. So it could be from making a melody, it could be from making a really cool drum loop. Recently what I've been doing is finding a sample like this vocal sample here, and I can have as much room as I want to create a melody. And then also finding some really small, really cool sounds, more like ear candy stuff, like perk loops with a lot of like delay or reverb, both, or some other sort of effect. And then I'll start really just sitting with the track and seeing what I want to do from there. And I think it's very important to really sit with your loop for a little while, even if you're not thinking of any melodies, just kind of feel where the track is going and get kind of ideas and then just see how you want to map it out. I think it's a very important process to really thinking about your production. I'm gonna turn everything else down just a little bit. So something like that, but the timing's really bad. That's what I mean when I'm trying to find some samples that have a little bit more space and a little bit more room for me to breathe and actually think of melodies. Because when I have a melody already going in a sample, I feel like I can't really do a whole lot for a counter melody. I just feel like there's no room. So this is actually really cool. Why does this sound off? What the hell is going on here? We'll just keep on going, fuck it. Yeah, so I really don't know what was going on there. Honestly, going back to the video, I don't really know what it was. I think the melody that I created was kind of, the timing was wrong, I think. It sounded good on its own, but then starting to add these drums, it just really did not sound right. So once I added this 808s, it just really did not sound good. Alright, so I cut out that little melody that I made. I think it was just making it sound offbeat for some reason, which I couldn't hear without any instruments, but then once I started adding the drums, it just sounded way off. So I'm gonna go and try adding some more, some chords and see if that works. Some good old minor action. I want some super high velocity, and then I'll take out some of the bass in the mixing stage. Just having the same chord is just, sometimes just having the same note or the same chord like I have here just really helps drive home the point, you know? Like, that's why with my 808s over here, they're all in D sharp minor, they're all in the root note of the chords. And yes, I could make it a little bit more melodic, but I really don't see a point in doing that, you know what I mean? And the hi-hats too are very constant other than the last couple rolls that I have at the very end of the last 4 bars. And I really think it's what gives us this kind of like energy, just having that like constant little thing going. That was actually another little tip that I learned from watching Six's video, that sometimes just having that every 2-step hi-hat can be really cool. You can add a couple of rolls there. That's actually some inspiration that I took from a beat from Denzel Curry. It was called Sumo. I actually downloaded the instrumental and then just studied it. And it's this very simple 2-step hi-hat pattern to where there's only a couple of rolls near the end, and then it goes right back into the 2 steps again. So that's what I did here. And it just goes to show that you really don't need these crazy bouncy hi-hats or these melodic 808s to really make a really good track. I want to have some sort of like really dynamic, intense like 808s at the end there. And that's all that we're gonna do. That's the most crazy thing that we're gonna do here today as far as like just having any sort of melodic thing in our drums. Alright, so I think that I'm all done with this loop. I'm gonna go ahead and start rearranging it and hopefully finish it by the time so you guys can build it here. So take it away, future me. Thank you, sir. Alright, so the loop is very simple itself. Like I said, there's not really anything too crazy as far as hi-hats or 808s. But what I think really made this track shine is actually those chords that I made. The one chord that I made. Sorry, my ankle is itchy. And if I'm being honest, this track is mainly just ambiance. It's a whole bunch of ambiance layered on top of each other. And then I really wanted the hook to bring more energy and more just power, so that's why I added those chords. So I sat with the loop for a couple of hours and rearranged everything and mixed it and mastered it. Actually, I only used Ozone 8 for the mastering, so I didn't really do anything too much there. And the mixing just added a whole bunch of delay, reverb, and actually some auto pan on some of the instruments too. Alright, so I finished the loop, and it looks something like this. There's quite a bit going on here, but I'm going to break it down a little bit. So this right here is going to be the 16-bar intro. I left a little bit of a gap right here, and then added this riser, and then second riser right here. This one's actually one that I got from Pete McKinnon. If you guys don't know him, he's a cinematographer, photographer, all that good stuff. Probably one of the most successful cinematographers on YouTube. And then added a bunch of cymbals right here. So I've got the 16-bar intro right here. Go straight into the hook, where I took out the Vox, the high end of the Vox on this part right here. And then took out the pad right here. I wanted the drums to stay pretty consistent. I didn't really want to cut anything out, so I left it all like that. And then for the perk loop, I have this right here, nothing right here. And this little 8-bar section right here, which can be just kind of like a transition into the verse or a bridge, however you would see it, however an artist wants to do it. I slowed it down with the cymbals and having a snare every 2 bars instead of every 1, and then a little bit of a roll over here. And I kind of felt like the chords were really the main thing. They were making the hook. So for the verse, I just took them out right here. And then another 4 bars for the transition back into the hook. So this right here is the loop, and so all I'm gonna do is grab everything from this point on and then drag it on over. I'm gonna have this little gap right here just so we don't have the drop exactly what you think it's gonna be. I think it's very important whenever you're trying to do the arrangement is whenever you have a riser or something's building up to something, having the drop be where it's supposed to be is kind of boring in a sense. Like in the intro with the riser leading up to the very first hook, I cut out some of the stuff before then, but it still has it starting at that 16th bar. Now that's still good, okay? Because I cut out the silence right before then, so it still has a whole lot of build up to it. I actually have that same 8-bar build up, but then actually added just in 1 extra bar before the drop. And that can kind of catch your audience off guard in a good way. And then here I'm actually gonna go and ride that one out again, and then we're gonna have a little bit of a bridge here. And then we have to go and create an outro after that one, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab, I don't know, man, about just these. I think I'm actually going to do a 16-bar bridge right here, and then have that end off, just so we can end off at a better time, around like, yeah, 320, 323 is gonna be fine. Now, generally, I like to end my songs around like 330. In fact, if you go over to my SoundCloud, which I still really think that you should, you'll see that a lot of my songs actually end at 330 as on purpose. I try to just get there as best as I can. Here's a little bit different though, because it's 163 BPM, which is not really much faster than 160, but over time it will be that little bit of a gap, and I do have a whole lot of build up, so a lot of 4-bar, 8-bar transition, so that's why it's a little bit weird as far as arrangement. I actually like that a lot better for the bridge. What I'm going to do is go grab this one right here, and then go grab Portal. See if there's anything in here that I can't find. Ooh. Grab the Portal, create automation clip. Then we go into the intro. I think it's pretty perfect. Intro, I meant outro. I hope you realize that. We're not going into the intro, we're going to the outro. Now it's the intro again, but that's... whatever. Alright, I think now I want to try and find another melody, in a sense. I know that I want an ARP, that's what I'm hearing. I'm trying using Serum. I think that's the one. It's got more space to it. Now I only really want this during the verses because it's a little bit too much for the hook. The hook is pretty dynamic. I think that's gonna be it. all that we're gonna do. All right. So that being said, it is now very hot in my room. How hot is it right now? What's the weather right now?
It's 78 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly sunny skies.
Okay, so it's actually not as hot as I thought that it was, but I think I'm gonna call this video here. Okay, I think that beat turned out really good. I think that what really made it was the sound selection and then also just how simple it was. And in the arrangement, finding those little ear candy things like the little symbols that I have there or the little perk loops that I added are really what make this track whole. Alright, but that is going to do it for me. Thank you for watching. My name is Simulation. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna start doing that again, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Welcome to the Simulation.
Don't know where that came from. Oh man, dude, I've been starting to drink a lot more coffee lately. Like usually I just stick to my energy drinks like Celsius or Diablo Loco. If you guys know what that is, that's awesome because it's not very popular. But dude, coffee's been coming back recently for me. I like it. Alright, so I think that I am all done with this beat. And I don't know what that noise was. I gotta redo the whole thing. It's just something cracked over there. Man, it is so difficult to have a hat on with headphones. My arms gotten any smaller, bigger, stay the same. Probably a little bit bigger. Oh my god, my ears. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. I've got to stop worrying about just the camera being in my face. It's actually pretty close to my face. I can touch it. I don't want to touch the lens, but this is as close as I can get. Why can't I say that? I always get all jumbled up whenever I try to say these run-on sentences. I gotta get better at the palm thing. I feel like I never actually get it right.